Alright, welcome to my real-time quest guide on the newly released Stellarborn quest. It's a short, sweet, cute little quest with surprisingly hefty requirements, but some pretty nifty rewards at the end. So let's get right into it. The items required are 152 cosmic runes, 52 astral runes, and a wizard blizzard. If you are an Iron Man, you can make a wizard blizzard with gin, vodka, orange lemon lime, and finish it off with lime slices and pineapple chunks, all of which can be bought from Heckle Funge in the Grand Tree shop. Lastly, a couple of useful teleport items that I'll take with me are the Wicked Hood, a Ring of Dueling, and my Globetrotter Arm Guards, which give me access to the Phoenix Layer teleport, puts you very close to Piscatoris and the quest start location. That said, since it's a newly released quest, I'll go ahead and teleport there with the quest portal for now. So as you see, we're in the far northwest area of Piscatoris. Make our way over to the northwest towards this crash star. You get a little mini interactive cutscene vignette. We can go ahead and talk to the crash star, accept the quest, continue the dialogue, and then mine the star sprite out of the star. Once the sprite is out of the star, continue the dialogue. He's going to attempt to teleport, but he's going to have a hard time teleporting. To help our friend teleport back to his home planet, let's head over to the Wizards Guild, and this is where I'll use my Wicked Hood teleport. So I teleport to the top of the Wizards Guild tower, descend down the beam one time, head to the south, and talk to Wizard Rosalina. Talk about Stellarborn, option 1. Continue the dialogue. Either option works here. I chose chat option 1. And again, any chat option works here. So choose chat option 1 to go quickly. Once you finish the dialogue, let's make our way back to the quest start location. So in this case, I'll use my Phoenix Layer teleport. And then just make my way north, back to the crash star, northwest of Piscatoris. Once we're here, speak once more with Wizard Rosalina. She'll take the items off your hands, and she'll attempt to create a portal back to the Star Sprite's home world. She's going to be unable to do it, so we're going to need to recruit some more help, some more powerful wizards to help create this portal. So proceed through the dialogue. And we're going to need to make our way over to an astromancer who lives in the desert. There are a couple of quick ways to get there. I'm going to recommend using the grouping system to teleport to the Liberation of Mazcab. So to do that, open the grouping system, select Liberation of Mazcab, join the queue. Ideally, the grouping system behaves, and you'll join a queue without any other players in there. So once you're in a group with yourself, just go ahead and hit the ready option, complete group, and teleport to the Liberation of Mazcab. From here, we'll make our way south and exit the portal. Now, your other alternatives for getting here are running southwest from the Desert Bandit lodestone or making your way out of Menaphos and just following the wall over here. Once we're at this camp, go ahead and talk to Wizard Chambers. Talk about Stellarborn, chat option 1. Now we recruited Wizard Chambers to our portal creation team, so let's make our way back over to the crash star, using our Phoenix Layer teleport to get there quickly. Once again, making my way north. And we can go ahead and talk to either wizard. They'll now be able to create the portal, but what we're going to have to do is a little bit of a tedious minigame here where we're going to have to protect the portal from fireflies. So once they get in position, talk to either wizard again. They'll be charging the portal. Our job is to protect it from these fireflies simply by clicking on them. If the fireflies get too close to the portal, we'll lose some charge progress. In the beginning, it's actually quite difficult when there's many fireflies, but it starts to calm down. In this section, do your best to notice when they're spawning and try and kill them as soon as they spawn, ideally. I had a bit of a tricky time with this on my main account. It is pretty likely that you will fail a few of them, and you will lose a little bit of progress, but at the end of the day, it should be nice and easy to complete this portion of the quest. Once we're fully charged, we'll get a brief little cutscene with some more dialogue to spacebar through. And the portal to the star sprite planet of Zelaria will be open. So carry on through the dialogue, and then we'll be entering the portal next. Enter the portal. Make your way to the east and jump off the rocky edge. Using our wingsuit, we can navigate around some of these floating islands. For starters, we'll go directly west and make our way to the main central island. So land at another rocky edge, and then we'll make our way towards the center of the island where our wizard friend and our star sprite friend await us. Talk to anyone here. Continue through the dialogue, and now they're going to send us on a little scavenger hunt to hunt for 12 clues. So around the islands, we must find 12 clues. Basically, what you're going to want to do is move your mouse around like crazy, look for any interactable object, and just left click on it. So we'll start by making our way slightly northwest to this main cave entrance. Look at that, that gives us one of our 12 clues. After that, we'll talk to Blip to get the second clue. And then we'll make our way, we'll do a lap around the mini islands surrounding this central island. So go ahead and jump off the rocky edge, and let's just do a nice big circle going to each mini island that has an interactable object. So we'll go counterclockwise in this case. The first two islands have nothing of consequence. Here on this further southwestern island, we can talk to Zorb and E.T. Spacebar through the dialogue, and we'll get a third clue. Jump back off and continue with our little mini circle around these mini islands. We can skip this island, and make our way to this furthest, southernmost island. Once here, inspect the hollowed out star for another piece of information. Carrying back on with our loop, making our way to the furthest, southeastern island. Nothing of consequence there. So we'll go slightly northwest from there and pick up the star bloom. That's going to come in handy for a future piece of information. Lastly, we'll make our way to this furthest, northeasternmost island, and we'll investigate this mysterious decay. There's going to be 2 more patches just like this that we'll have to find, but they'll be on the main island. So now that we've finished our mini loop and interacted with any interactable object on the mini islands outside of the perimeter, let's make our way back to the main central island. Back on the main central island, we can start off by investigating this second mysterious decay and talking to Glorp. Glorp is going to give us our 5th piece of information. We'll head inside this northern hut, talk to Fuzz, and then look at the glowing crystal to the north. Talk to Fuzz once again, and that gives us our 6th piece of information. Making our way around the eastern portion of the island, and interacting with the 3rd and final piece of mysterious decay. In the nearby house, we can talk to Zag and feed him the piece of star bloom for another piece of information. That makes 8 out of 12. Continuing along the eastern perimeter, we can enter this house, talk to Noob, lift the woven rug, and speak once more with Noob. That'll give us 9 pieces of information. Let's make our way back to the central area of the island. Let's make our way back to the central part of the island and into this easternmost house where we can investigate this rocky bed. That'll give us 10 out of 12 pieces of information. Now there are just 2 more. We can talk to Zoob for 1 more piece of information. And lastly, we can speak to Rox for the final piece of information. Once we have all the pieces of information we need, let's head back to the center of town and speak with Rosalina. Chat option 1, I found some information. So here we'll use chat option 2, parts of the planet are dying. Chat option 1, there is a cave in the center of the planet. Chat option 3, the cave is where the Elder Star Sprites go to die. And chat option 1, the cave is the power source. Continue through the dialogue. Wizard Rosalina is going to give you a scroll, and now we'll use our Ring of Duelie to head to the Castle Wars arena, making our way north over to the observatory. Once we're at the observatory, climb up the rope, climb up the stairs, and speak with the observatory professor. Chat option 1, talk about Stellarborn. Continue through the dialogue. After all the dialogue is finished, we're going to make our way back to the Zelaria portal, so I'll use the Phoenix Layer teleport and make my way back up north towards the portal. Conveniently, the portal will now put us into the center island. From here, we can make our way back towards the center of town and speak with Wizard Rosalina. After finishing the dialogue, make your way to the northwest and enter the cave entrance. Speak with Blip. And once the dialogue finishes, we'll need to make our way around the islands one more time to gather some Dark Star wisps, which are basically just divination nodes. So the first one can be found immediately to the northwest. There will be 3 of these on the main island and 2 on some of the mini floating islands around the perimeter. The next one can be found to the easternmost part of the main central island. And the final one can be found at the southernmost point of the island. So now we've gotten the 3 off the big island. Next, we'll get the 2 that are on the floating islands. So we'll go ahead and jump off this rocky face. And we'll just make our way around the islands until we see the 2 final divination nodes. So here's one of them on the northwestern island. jumping back off the island and making our way to the 5th and final divination node. We'll find that final divination node at the far southeasternmost island. And after siphoning that, we can make our way back to the cave with all of our friends. So, making my way back over to the centralmost island. And then let's make our way over back to the cave in the far northwest. In this final section, we'll have a mini memory puzzle, and it may be helpful for you to use your in-game chat box to take notes on how to complete this puzzle. So we'll go ahead and speak with everyone here. We'll run through each and every chat option here, chat options 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we'll perform this little memory ritual. So this is where it can be helpful to use your in-game chat box to type. Hover over the NPC that shoots out a beam. So we got Glorp, then Bop, and then Rocks. So after that little cutscene, we can click on them in the same order. Glorp, then Bop, then Rocks. I do believe that this is different for every player. Alright, and after completing the puzzle 3 times, we'll get a final little cutscene here. We can go back outside to the center of town. And the quest is wrapping up. Speak with anyone here. Chat option 1 to teleport back to Piscatoris and end the quest. The final step back on Piscatoris is to talk to Wizard Rosalina, continue the dialogue, and claim all of your rewards. And there we have it, quest complete. So for completing this quest, we actually got a few nifty rewards, including a new teleport item to teleport us over to Zelaria, where we have a few new skilling methods, including a brand new farming patch and some mining skilling methods. That said, that's all I'm going to be covering in this quest guide, so I hope this was helpful. Subscribe to my YouTube channel here for free to stay up to date with all things RuneScape 3. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.